Alrighty, new year, new program, still the same people, guys. Lavdi and I coming back to you, and this time in the year 2021 in January. Welcome back, guys. We are starting a new program to kick off this new year called Algorithmic Programming in Python. Now, this is not the only new course we're going to be talking about. We got a bunch of new stuff lined up for this new year, a bunch of cooler and going into more in-depth type of stuff. As always, this is going to be our Python Tech Bytes program. The name is still the same. We'll be going over the details today, going over some of the introduction stuff, getting to know you guys, and sort of spreading this idea about what this whole thing called algorithmic programming is. And thanks for coming in. We got a bunch of new people here today. Love seeing new faces. And without any further ado, let's get into it. In case you guys don't already know who I am, guys, my name is Rayan. I'm a senior at Conan, just like Lavdi. And a little catchphrase right there, which I like to live by, is learn, play, code, sleep, and repeat. You know those things, you stay happy, you got to do some cool things, make some awesome stuff. And if you're wondering what those awesome things are, you can take a look at those at our YouTube channel, the Schaumburg Library, the Tech Bytes playlist. We did a bunch of cool things in our last year's program as well. And if you do not already know, my partner, Lavdi.
Hello guys, my name's Lavdi, and just like Rayan, I'm a senior at Conant High School. And something to know about myself is I love algorithms, art, and programming in general.
Yeah, and I see that we got a bunch of other people coming in right now as well. Guys, thank you for coming in. This is Algorithmic Programming in Python, a new course which we are starting for this new year. We will be going over today's just a basic day, going over some of the details. So thanks for coming on in. All right, so this is going to be a bit of the class structure, some housekeeping items for this week, how we're going to be running this course. We're going to be starting off every day with an agenda, going over what we're going to be doing, establish a sort of a focus and a vision for that day. And that vision for today, January 11th, is going to be just going over some introductory details about the program, given our Google Classroom code, going over how that's going to work as well. And then we're going to start talking about the coding language, which we're going to be utilizing in this whole idea of coding called Python. And then we're going to be taking a look at the example and sort of understanding what this specific course on every Monday will be all about.
And just to reiterate what Rayan said in the beginning, last year we finished off with a bunch of great courses like JavaScript programming, Python programming, and this year we are back with a little bit different topic that we are going to teach you guys, and that is algorithmic programming. Again, 2020 is left behind us with all of the events that happened, and it's time to start off 2021 correctly. And one way to do that is to start doing things that we love and just move on.
Yep, and what better way to move on than doing these activities? Yep, Chase, you said it perfectly. Goodbye, 2020. Yes. Hello. We might just have to do a hello world at the end. Hello world to 2021 to get in the Python mood. But guys,
we should do it like hello 2021 instead of hello world.
Exactly. We will do that then. We'll open up a Replit. If you want to keep that open, Lavdi, we can do that then. That'd be cool.
Yes, definitely.
So talking about our programs, guys, some of the other things we got going on as well, get everybody accustomed so we all are in the same boat. Every Monday for this upcoming month, and probably into February as well, what we're going to be doing every Monday is going to be algorithmic programming, the one towards the most left, the one I'm highlighting. If you've not already read the description, guys, we're going to be talking about it more, but we're going to be talking about some algorithms in computer science, sort of learning how to solve puzzles. We're going to have a whole process of sort of drawing out, coding, talking with each other, how we can approach and make a good solution. Then every Wednesday, we're going to be having a project development course where we're going to be creating something cool. Last year, we made a bunch of cool things. We made like a hangman game. We made quiz games. We made Jeopardy. And we're going to be making some cool projects like this as well, continuing working together to make more great things. And one of the main focuses for us starting this 2021 is to be more engaged with you guys and talking more with you guys, hearing what you guys got to say, hearing your input, and sort of trying our best to make this a classroom experience, even though we're all online, obviously. And then on Friday, something to chill and kick off our weekend, right? Every other Friday, we're going to be having a video gaming hour where we're going to be talking about some cool game, which has been pretty trendy lately. And we're not only going to be playing the game together, but also doing a quick nerd session and talking about how the game was made. But don't be shied away or scared away by thinking, oh, we're going to be talking about just the game and how it's made. We're for sure going to play a bunch of rounds of the game, and then we'll take a quick 5-10 minutes to talk about how the game was made. We are a Tech Bytes crew, right? So it's only right if we talk about the technology behind something. We got a question from Drake asking about the website. So Drake, it's funny you asked because we actually have a Google Classroom we use to keep track of everything. So in the next 5 minutes, guys, I would highly recommend, can you guys open up Google Classroom and join our class?
Drake, you had great timing in there.
Yeah, it's almost if it was staged. Perfect, Drake. Yeah. So if anybody has any questions though about how Google Classroom works, feel free to speak up or privately message us. You just need a Google account, and in a couple moments I'll go to the website and we can explain how it all works.
Yeah, I'll put the code in the chat really quick.
Great. All right, so get on to googleclassroom.com, guys, and enter that class code. And momentarily, we'll go over how the website, we got stuff laid out. All right, so before we get started, just want to make sure if anybody's having any problems, let us know. And if you are in, just drop in the chat, I'm in, so we all know. Drake, you got a question?
Yeah, wait, what's the code?
It's in the chat.
And I can display it once again right here. Here it is.
I don't see the code.
Oh, I see it. I believe. Do you see it now?
Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm joining class.
Okay, nice.
I joined.
Are the old classes, like the old things, going away? Like Tech Bytes and like the, oh wait, that is the Tech Bytes classroom. Okay.
Yes, the
Okay.
original one. So Ayusha, I know that you were
Yeah.
there last year as well. So the main reason
Yeah.
we started talking about how this works is that on the stream, we'll be making updates every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday about what we did in class, posting a quick recap, posting the link to our YouTube record. This is being recorded as well. So if anybody who misses something, has a question on something, they can go back and check out what they've missed. And then
Are the old classes going away?
so Ayush, we plan on keeping them there for now because we understand that we got a lot of people who are new. And the reason why we have them there, guys, so if you scroll all the way down onto the classwork tab, you can see that there's a JavaScript materials and Python materials. Now in these folders,
I don't mean like in the classroom. I mean like, are they gonna keep on going? Like,
oh, these courses. Okay, yeah. So these, if you look at the last week video, we wrapped these courses up last December. Now this algorithmic programming, the project development, and video game hour, these are the 3 new courses along with our Hack Central we're starting up. Does that make sense, Ayush?
yep.
Yeah, so the reason why we do still have these up on our Google Classroom, though, is so say anybody's a question on a coding concept we've already covered, we can direct you to, hey, go to week 14 and check out that YouTube video, or go to that project and you can see as a resource. So if you are new, I would highly recommend that you produce through, take a look at some of our old YouTube videos. Our channel is at the Schomburg Library. Once you go to the YouTube channel, you gotta go to the playlist tab, and then it should be right there. It's called Tech Bytes. This is where all of our videos go and be uploaded. And here you can find a bunch of our old videos, and you can take a look through On some days, we're learning stuff about concepts and new coding things. And some days we're making projects. So there's a bunch of content available to you guys.
So Drake, the website that we will be using for just content and announcements will be Google Classroom. But for the Python programming, actual programming, I'm going to type it into the chat. It's Replit, REPL.IT.
Yep, and guys, we'll make the link available today. That's not our main focus to get started. It's like more of an introductory. So we will be dropping a link to our coding website though in the folder for algorithmic programming.
Yeah, but we will definitely do the Hello 2021 coding, just printing that.
Yep. So hopefully everybody is in. Anybody have any questions before we move on and start talking more about what we'll be doing on Mondays? All right, guys, it's one of those things where online it's a bit more harder to speak up, but the way stuff's going to work here, it's going to be a bit more complicated sometimes, and sometimes it's going to be easy. But reaching out, asking for help is going to be super important if you really want to understand the concept. So please do not feel shy. We all have our cameras off. We're not looking at one another. Only Lavi and I got the cameras on. Just speak out, and it's better to speak out than stay quiet. So now let's talk about how this course works specifically.
All right, so Mondays we'll be doing algorithmic programming, but how do we actually learn something that's so complicated? Well, we're going to be tackling different aspects of algorithmic programming like loops, arrays, recursion, time complexity, all of that. But we won't be, basically writing down stuff, taking notes, all of that. We'll do that through application. And basically every week we will solve a problem and the puzzle that Rayan was talking about, and basically solve that by writing code. But the whole process per class will be basically to understand what we will be solving, then using whiteboard or some sort of note-taking strategy, we will kind of form our thoughts on how we want to solve that problem, kind of like pseudocoding, if you guys know what that is. Basically, you write code through like basic words that all of us know. And then finally, implementing that into Replit, our coding platform in Python.
Yep, so there's going to be quite a structure, guys, and a lot of opportunities for us to talk with one another when going about our solution to our problem. So that is a pretty cool thing to look out for. Yep. So, we've gone over what this course is going to entail. We sort of previewed our upcoming course for the week as well. But today, we sort of want to understand where we all think, what do we all think about this coding language of Python? Have all of us heard of it? Have we not heard of it? What's our idea about this thing called computer science? So feel free to open your mics up and let's talk.
I know how to make it so that you can input your first name, last name. I can even set up a fake online store. But you have to open the file specifically.
I'm not that good with Python. I'm half decent. I can make some simple app things.
All right, awesome. Chase, that sounds pretty cool. Ayush, and I'm sure that we got a lot of other people too. If you're interested to learn about more.
Yeah, that's why I joined, because I tried to make a web app for the hack the loop thing.
Oh, awesome. Okay, you participated. Yeah. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah, I didn't really get anything really big done, so.
Yeah, it's all right. You got hackathons are an awesome way to start off, and you don't got to expect the results immediately. But it's pretty cool. Did you team up with anybody?
No, I was alone because I couldn't reach out to anyone because I'm in junior high, and right now the junior highs are still going. Yeah. I think you guys probably did it because the high schools were closed, right?
Yes, yep. The timing was a bit weird, but
because we still had school, so yeah.
All right, definitely for next time. Yeah, we're gonna be looking at a day in which hopefully more the weather's better outside in the summer, and we can Let's see if it's going to be online or in person. Hopefully in person by that time. But only
Crossing
time.
my fingers.
Yep. So we're Navia is telling us she's on HTML. That is awesome. And if you're confused as to what are we talking about, like Python or JavaScript, these are some things called coding languages. Now, a coding language is like a language which we speak. So like right now, I'm communicating to you guys in English, right? But I could also talk in different languages, like como yo puedo hablar en español, or I could talk in like a language, like in my native language, like abibat perdome. So like these are 3 different languages switch between, right? But the main thing is I'm communicating to other people. Now, in a computer, there's the same idea, but there's something called coding languages, and there are different ways for us to communicate and get an idea across through the computer. Now, just like in real life, in computer coding languages, there's a bunch. There's, like in real life, we got Spanish, Mandarin, we got English. There's so many. In computers, we got Python, we got JavaScript, we have Swift, we have Java. There is a whole bunch of languages. And specifically in our Tech Bytes program for this month, we're going to be focusing on one language. So you know how we can sort of choose English as one language? This month, we're going to be choosing the language of Python. So Lab, you can talk about more about like what this Python is and like what it's used for?
Yes, definitely. So I heard, I think Navia, you said you've done HTML. Different languages like HTML, Python, JS, Java, they're all used for different things. Now, all of them can do the basic tasks like printing, inputting, calculating numbers and all that. But specific languages are used for specific tasks because of their functionality. So for example, in HTML, it's basically a front-end language where you can only display static objects. And that's a lot of high-level words, but basically you can only basically draw on the page using that language. Now, other languages like JS, or JavaScript, Python, Java, and C, C++, they are more of the compiling languages where you can actually put in logic and make the computer do some sort of function. Now, Python specifically is a interpreted high-level language. So basically, one command in Python would mean so much more in its different language. For example, if I want to take a substring, I believe it would only take me about 4 to 5 characters of coding. While in other languages like JavaScript or Java, it would take many more characters. So the reason actually why we are using Python is because of its very nice syntax, and basically it's used for more of the logic and back-end programming. Back-end programming is basically not the UI or user interface, like not painting the web page you see in front of you, but rather doing the logic behind that web page for accessing data, calculating things, and all that.
Exactly, and Lab, you brings up a cool discussion we can talk about right now, guys. It's like this thing, Navia, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. You were talking about HTML. So if I go to Twitter right now, right? Right now, what I'm seeing on Twitter is everything which is available to me at the front end, right? This is like all the things which I can interact. I can look. We got some Bears talk going on. The Bears did lose last night. If we got any Bears fans in the chat, hopefully we do. But this is all stuff available to me as a user, stuff I can look at. But how is all of this content available to me? Well, there's a whole other side stuff which is happening in the back end. And Python is one of those languages which makes all this possible. So the reason why I can click on a tweet and sort of interact, I can like this tweet, I can comment something, right? The reason I can do that and the way that this counter is updated is because of the back end. Now, the front end is only responsible for making this look nice, making it look pretty. Twitter has a pretty good interface, right? So this is how they make it possible. And it's because of something like HTML. So, there's other apps you can think about like Facebook, Instagram. There's stuff which you can see. And then there's all the stuff in the background, which is happening with your data, like you're liking posts, you're commenting with your friends, you're following other people. So there's a whole two-sided world with this idea of programming.
So basically, think of it like a vending machine. You see, you input your desired, I don't know, some sort of snack through numbers, and that's the user interface where you see those snacks. But the actual logic, the actual functionality that's happening in the vending machine is the machine in the back end of the whole box that you see in front of you.
Exactly, yeah. So that's, it's a bit more advanced topic, something you wish you don't necessarily have to know, but it's something cool to know. And it's one of those things where computer science and this idea of coding has a huge impact on our lives every day. Anybody have an idea of how maybe, we've talked about Twitter and Facebook, any other things, any other places where you see this idea of technology or in computer science being put into play? No idea, guys. It's a bad idea. Feel free to share. Where do you think technology is being used? Something cool? Something you see in the news, maybe? Yep, Chase, for sure. Our computers is a prime example. And, talking about our computers, something
on your phone.
Yep.
And
Like
that's
any
where mobile,
electronics.
yeah, definitely. That's where mobile apps come in, where you can code in Java for Android apps and in Swift for iOS apps. Also React Natives, just throwing out those words.
Yep. Yeah, creation on our iPads as well. Yep.
I just have like a question.
Yeah.
Now which programming languages, like, is Python like considered basically like the best software to do like the backend with, like these backend things?
So it's based on what type of backend you're talking about. For example, there is the logic in backend where you want to compile things very fast, because think about like the loading screen on your page, either in like Facebook, Twitter. That's very frustrating for users. And that loading screen can be, it can be shortened only if the backend is made more efficient, and that's the Python version. Now, there's also taking or accessing data. For example, we made a profile on Twitter. We technically saved our data somewhere in the world. And to access that data, we can't just use Python. There are other data accessing languages like NoSQL. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rayan.
Yeah, there's a bunch. There's like
yeah.
R, there's MySQL and SQL. Yeah, so it's sort of one of those things I use. Putting back to that language example. Say I'm traveling to Spain, right? I'm going to be talking Spanish there, right? And if I'm going back to if I'm going to Pakistan or India, I'm going to be talking my native language over there, right? So it's one of those things where you adapt to whatever your scenario is. So say I'm working with a database, I'm probably going to be using Python. If I'm working on just like a front-end website, I'm probably just going to use HTML and JavaScript. So it's one of those things where there's a lot of adapting you got to do. All right, this is great. Anybody else have any ideas? If not, we can move on.
In fact, if we do want to do that REPL.it, hello 2021, we can just do that as like an intro for Python.
Yeah, let's do that right now. Yeah, for sure.
All right, are you guys ready? Yeah.
Let's do it. So it's going to be our first little dipping our feet into Python.
Yes. Okay, I got a confirmation that we are ready. So do you want me to just share my REPL.it and then we can work on off of there? Got it. All right. I'm going to send a link in the chat where you guys can just click on that, and then you'll be sent to my Replit project that I made, and we can start coding. Okay, I got one person that entered, 2 people.
Oh, whoa, who's already going ahead?
Wow.
We got a speeder right here. Who is this?
For me, it takes a bit of time because like I'm doing it on my laptop and the Zoom is going on my iPad. So
That's all good.
No problem.
So yeah, guys, this is the website we're going to be utilizing called Replit. The link will be in our Google Classroom as well. But we already got somebody to get started for us. Hit in the print. Hello, everyone. But how about we share on the lobby how we can sort of print something out too?
Yes, definitely. So basically what we have presented in line 1 is basically print or type out print, P-R-I-N-T, and then inside the parentheses, and then inside a pair of quotation marks, you can write whatever string you want. Like I'm going to say, hello 2021 from Lobby. And this only runs when I click the button run. So once I click run, then both of the lines will be printed. And there we go. We got hello everyone and hello 2021 from Lobby. Now, why don't all of us print a line for themselves saying hello 2021 from and then your name? That would be cool. All right, and then don't forget to hit run to see what it looks like. Is there anyone who is not able to join the Replit? You can raise your hand or...
Yeah, I don't know how to join because I just got on. I had to leave.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, you should sign up for it. Click the link and then sign up because there should be an option.
In the chat again.
Okay, I already have an account.
All right, so here is the link.
It won't let me run it for some reason.
Are you getting an error?
Okay, now it's
okay.
running.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, I think something happened. Yeah,
Okay.
now it's running.
Okay, great. Krishna, are you able to get in?
So what are we doing?
We're just printing out. Yeah.
Go ahead. It's fine.
So right now, Hamza, we're just printing out our names in Python. Just sort of getting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you want to add your name and say print, and then hello from Hamza, and then see you 2020, something like that. Yeah.
That's cool.
All right, we got a bunch of people coming in still. Get those names in, guys, and then we'll talk about some cool stuff. Yeah, we'll wait 2 more minutes, guys, at 5:09, and then we'll do something else with this. Add your name and just print and follow the same writing technique we used.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get rid of that other one.
That's okay. All right, so we do have a bunch of names, which is awesome. Oh, just gonna strike this one. There we go. All right, so we got a bunch of names. We got how many we got? We got 7. We got 8 people, right, including myself. 8 names, which we're saying hello 2021 from the person's name. So it's pretty cool. Our first ever program. But sort of let's talk about this idea of algorithmic programming now as well. So we wrote 8 separate lines of code. Hamza, you got a question?
Yeah, where am I at? I wrote it down on here, but it's not projecting on your screen.
It might not.
Can you see the rest of them, the rest of the 8 lines, Hamza?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
can see
can.
them.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I don't
weird.
know why. I wrote it. This is not projecting on your screen.
Okay, how about I'll add it for now. I think it might be because I gave the link instead of Labdi giving the link.
Oh, okay.
The copy was made up, so the copy was made, so it's not updated. Maybe that's why.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're we got 9 now, right? We got 9 names, and it's the same statement. It's hello 2021 from person's name. Now we could real easily really make this much more efficient right now. We have 9 separate lines of code. Think about it, right? If we didn't have the help of all you guys, you would be here doing print hello 2021 from person X. Oh, do it again. Print hello 2021 from person Y. It's getting repetitive. Print hello 2021 from person Z. That could take much more time than it really used to. So let's talk about a way how we could actually do this much more quickly. So what I'm going to do is comment all this out, and we'll do something where I'm going to create something called an array, and I'm going to call this array of names, and this is going to hold all the names of like us people, right? So we had Labi, we had Ibuki, we had Chase, we had Ayush, we had Omar, Krishna, we had Hamza, and then myself. So guys, this is something we can talk about later as well, and it's available in our old videos as well. But this is an array. An array is responsible for holding multiple of the same things. So sort of like a basket, how we can keep multiple like fruits in one basket. An array is sort of something where we can hold multiple strings. This name, which I write here, is called a string, and we can hold multiple of them in one variable. This array of names is my variable containing this array. So now what I'm going to do is write something a bit more complex called a for loop, which is going to do a lot of the work for us. So what I'm going to do is say for x in range of the length of the array of names. Now this means that this line of code is going to run, anything inside of this is going to run the number of items available in the array. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 names. Yeah, we have 8 names in our array. So this code is going to run 8 times. So I'll just print out the value of x, and we should see 8. So 8 being printed out.
Give it like 2 seconds, I think.
Maybe it's because you have like all the stuff on top. I thought it was because of the stuff on top.
That's right. Yeah, I think it was trying to differentiate between commented out code. But yeah, so this is being printed out till 7 times. Now, the reason why you're not seeing the number 8 is because computer programming, we always start with the number 0. So this lobby's name is located at the 0th position. And this is something which is highly important in arrays. We always start off at the 0th position, and my name is located at the 7th position. So although there are 8 names in our array, they start at the 0th and end at the 7th position. So now what I'm going to do is do something. So I'll say print hello 2021 from, and now this is where we need the name of the person. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say plus the name of whoever is currently, our array is currently on. So I'm going to do is array of names at that position. And now if I run this code, we're going to get all of this output in much quickly, much more faster, and also a bit more nicely formatted. So if I hit run, we get all of our names, hello 2021, from all of our names. And the way that was possible was a bit different, right? Instead of me writing, or us together writing out 9 different lines of code to do the same thing, we did it in 4 lines of code if you count the array going twice, 2 lines. In 4 lines of code, we did it in 50% less lines. That's pretty cool. And this idea is super important. In the future, we're going to be doing some more problems. Writing less code or more efficient code to do the same thing is something which is super important in the future. And if you don't understand what exactly is going on right here, guys, remember this is a for loop. And this for loop is going to make sure this line of code runs the amount of times depending on how many elements are in our array. Since there are 8 things, this for loop will run 8 times and going through each of the names in our array and printing them out. So that is a little exercise. We will be posting this to our Google Classroom at the end as well, but it sort of hits the nail on the head for this idea of algorithmic programming.
Yes, that was a great transition into what we are going to do. And the first bullet point, basically what you read, the process of writing computer code in the most efficient, fast, and precise manner. That's exactly what we did. Instead of printing the same line or similar lines just 9 times, we were able to write the same type of code. Like it outputted the same thing just in 3 lines of code. And that was not only efficient, but we also saw that it was fast as well, as like the replit was not running as fast and precise. And algorithmic programming is kind of like solving a puzzle. Our kind of word problem today was to write all of our names after saying hello 2021. And we did that in the most precise, fast, and efficient manner.
Yep, and guys, this idea of algorithmic programming is super useful for the future as well. You know, looking at like 10 years ahead for you guys, useful in job interviews, some coding competitions. Like Ayush, you know, he was part of a hackathon. You know, being able to write code fast, efficiently is super important. It's a cool skill to have. just like being able to talk quickly or talk and formulate your ideas quickly is a good skill to have as well. Sort of a similar idea with coding. And our main idea is become better coders with this class, and we hope the same for you guys.
Yes, and just to add in really quick, usually in coding classes, we're taught to. Can you go back to the right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So in coding classes, like I don't know, HTML classes, Java classes, we're taught syntax. Syntax meaning like the actual characters that we type in. For example, print for print, and then parentheses. But this part of coding is not really looked into in the real world. You just either know programming or you don't. And not only does algorithmic programming, not only is it useful in writing better code, but it develops a problem-solving mindset in you that you basically try to make everything efficient, like even in your life. Like you try to use those for loops in everyday tasks and try to spend as less energy as possible.
Yeah, so it starts to grow on you, and in a good way. So
Yeah.
hopefully that's something of which you guys will slowly, yet surely, start to come upon. So guys, that was a bunch of information, a bunch of cool things which we've introduced you guys to for this upcoming month. We got a bunch of cool things planned as well. At this time, if you guys have any questions, let us know. But if not, we hope to see you guys on next Monday's class as well. Remember, we'll be doing this Wednesday, our project development course, going over the details for that as well. And then this Friday, we have our video gaming hour at 4:30, kicking off the weekend with a game. Hopefully you guys had some fun. We hope you guys had a good time, and it's hopefully something you're gonna be looking forward to in the next month. Take care, guys. See ya.
Bye.